Welcome to a brand new gaming series with me, CarlRyds. This is CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. For those of you who don't know, Prison Architect is a game where you build and manage a maximum security prison. It's built on kind of the same principles as things like Theme Hospital, where you build each part of, in this case, a prison, and you manage policy, you manage staff, and you make sure that your prisoners don't riot, and basically get a great working prison. We're going to start right now with a brand new prison, so I'm going to select a large prison. I'm going to turn off Fog of War. Now, Fog of War reduces your visibility within buildings where there's no prison guards or CCTV coverage. Now, I've been playing Prison Architect for like a year now, and I don't really like Fog of War very much. I really don't like it. Generate Forest, I'm going to leave that on because it's good revenue at the start when you launch your prison. And I'm going to turn lakes off, buildings off. They just get in the way. I'm going to leave failure conditions on so I can be sacked if there's too many riots, too many deaths, go into bankruptcy, too many escapes, too many prisoners on death row being executed unnecessarily. And I'm not going to put unlimited funds on because where's the fun in playing with a load of money? Okay, let's start up our prison. Okay, so we have £30,000, you'll see here at the top of the screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into reports and turn off intake, because I want this, which is the available intake, to keep going up, so I can bring in a load of prisoners all at once. What I don't want to do is have prisoners here when there's actually no prison. Okay, so intake's currently off, that's good, first thing to do. And then grants, let's get a basic detention centre, administration centre as well. So once we complete these in the to-do list, we'll get the extra money. So we just got £25,000 of extra grants for this, and we'll get another... We'll get another 10,000 when we finish the detention centre, another 5,000 when we finish the administration centre. And you can only have 2 grants at a time unless you use your accountant, who we'll be employing a bit later on. Okay, so our first staff, we have 9 members of staff. We have 8 members of staff. Workers, they're all workers. They're all getting their all the equipment ready to start building. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move these. I'm going to move the deliveries and garbage up here a little bit, just out the way of where I'm going to be building. Because I like to build pretty much in the middle of the map, and all these are pretty much in my way at the moment. So I'm going to get rid of these, and the workers will move all this over to the delivery centre. I'm going to put in a little storage area just for some of the stuff, for them to put the stuff over there. Okay, so this is the area I'm going to build in. What I'm going to do is get my staff, my workers, to go around and dismantle all these trees. So you just click the little dismantle object in the objects panel, and just hold down your button and keep going over them until they turn red. And basically this means chop down the tree. That tree will then be sold, and you'll get some money for it, which is pretty cool. Which does remind me, I need to put in a lovely export centre, little export area, sorry. And we'll get rid of these trees. It also makes it so it's easier to build because everything's out of your way. It's no trees are in your way or anything like that. So I'm going to go back to rooms. I'm going to get myself exports here. Put the export zone here so I can get rid of all this good stuff. And I'm going to come back up here, and now I'm going to start planning my buildings. Okay, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to leave a free gap. This is basically an entrance area, 5 entrance area. And I'm going to put in all the little things that I need. So those are for lights, they're going to be lights. This is going to be a fence. You'll see that as we're going along. Put a little bit of pathway in there as well, and put my lights back in. I'm a big fan of the planning mode in Prison Architect because it's just so good, so you don't end up spending money on things that you don't need to do. And I hope we're going to get this detention centre finished in this episode, but if not, we can carry on in the next episode as well. So this is going to be the first, this is basically the main entrance area to the prison. So this is where our security centre's going to be and things like that. So I'm going to go out to 12 and go up to about 7, yeah, 7. And then on this side, I'm going to leave a little gap. And I'm going to put in some more lights. Let's go to... I'm a little bit OCD, so I like my lights to be better. So let's go out here. So I can put some lights in. That way, that way. So we can put the lights in. That's going to be our little security room. There we go. So you'll see now that the lights follow the walls of that room properly now. And that's going to be where they go out to the main prison area. Next thing I'm going to plan out is the intake. So in Alpha 31, Prison Architect added a new reception room, which is where prisoners are first taken when they arrive at your prison to be strip searched to make sure they're not carrying contraband on them. So I'm going to make sure that there's 2 there. I'm not going to put all these lights in straight away because it costs a lot of money. I'm just going to make sure that that is enough area for them. 1, 2, 3, and there. So we need to extend this by 2. This is why the planning mode is so good in Prison Architect. It really helps you to plan out your prison properly. And people who just like jump in and start building are really not getting the game. You are building and managing a maximum security prison. You know, if you were an architect and you just ran in and started building stuff without first like thinking about it, people would not be very happy with you, your clients. Alright, let's put in a pathway here. Basically, in this episode, I want to try and get at least the holding cell and things like that started and start getting our first couple of prisoners. Let's do that. And we're off to this side here. So I think the best thing to do is not put a light there, it's to put an actual metal detector along there, so we can make sure that the prisoners are not carrying anything. They will be searched in the room anyway, but it's just another level of security. Okay. Next, let's put the holding cell here. I think that's a good idea. So we'll get rid of this wall, and we'll bring the holding cell right up to the main entrance area of the prison. And yeah, I think that's a good idea. They'll come in through here, and they can also go out through there to like canteens and things up here. And there'll be another entrance area here for visitation, but we don't need to worry about that too much at the moment. Right, I think it's about time we started building. Let's move this delivery zone. I keep moving things, but it has to be done. So if I move the delivery zone up here for the moment, just out the way, and let's start by, yeah, let's start building. Okay, so fences first. So it's 2 o'clock. It's midnight at the moment. There's not a lot happening in the prison, but your guys will continue to work overnight, I hope. And so I've got fences, bit of concrete tiles here. I'll pop me lights in so we can actually see what's going on. And some metal detectors as well. There we go. Right, so we're getting that in. Now, I like to have it for all security buildings, such as the security office, reception, other rooms like the what else? The cells themselves, the armory, places like that. I like to have in concrete buildings, and I like brick to be things like for offices, libraries, common rooms, things like that. So anything that is security, like parole even, I would put in a concrete building and then a brick building for the rest. The reason I do this is more aesthetics than anything else. I mean, I can like pick out an armory pretty quick because I know it's going to be in concrete rather than brick. It just gives a bit more variety to the game as well. So let's drag out here. This is going to be our reception room, costing us $1,170 off our 55,000 there. Okay, so let's get a door. So it requires an entrance. So I'm going to get a large jail door. Now later on, we can put an automated system in place where these doors can be opened remotely. But for the moment, they'll just need to be opened by guards. And my workman will come along and put all this stuff together. So I can start building the fence for this one as well. This will get more exciting, guys. I know it's a little bit dull at the moment doing all this planning and getting things sorted out, but it'd be better in the long run for our prison. Okay, so it's auto-saving. Get a bit more concrete. This is going to be our holding cell. So that's going to cost us $3,000. Jeez Louise, $3,000 for a holding cell. But it's required. And we'll get another large jail door. I don't want to use flimsy doors at this point because it is quite a security issue. I need to put a door on that side of the entrance area as well, and another one on this side of the holding cell. Okie dokie, so my guys are hopefully going to start building this. I think they're too busy cutting down trees at the moment, which is getting me a lot of money. All these exports, see $700 there exports, and there's some more exports here to go out. This is why leaving generate forest on is a really good idea when you first start the game. Look at that. That's the same amount, 1,200. That's the same amount that our reception room cost us to build. So you're getting the revenue for it. So it's definitely going to be a good idea to do that in your prison. The only issue is now all my workmen are now cutting down trees rather than building buildings. But I am getting money for it, and it's not costing me too much a day to run them, so I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. Another nearly $1,000, sorry, of exports there. And I can continue just doing this, to be honest. Just building these out and making sure they're all good. So fence there, fence there. Some more concrete tiles in here. I'm sure there's better ways to play Prison Architect, ways of making more money and stuff, but this is the way I do it at the moment. This building, it's likely to be a security room and maybe a parole room, but I've not quite decided yet. But I'm just gonna. It will be security based. It might be the armory or something, so I'm gonna do it in concrete there. Gonna put across a lovely fence here, and a fence on this side as well. Visitation. Gonna do the same again. Get some lights out of here. I'm going to go through and put all these lights in and like grass areas and things like that in the future. But just for now, because it's a little bit money intensive if we do that at the moment, I'm just going to carry on just doing these for the moment. Just so I've placed them, so I know where they're going to go. I need to think about putting in utilities as well once these buildings start getting built. So, more large jail doors. One there, and one there. Awesome. Okay. Should I put the generators out here, do we reckon? How big are they? Power. So it's going to have capacitors around it. But that looks fine to me. Bob it there, or should we put something else there? Should we put deliveries or something there and like hide these away somewhere? Tell you what, let's put deliveries there. The only reason why I say that is so when there's deliveries, they can access it from the from there. So if I do that and put a fence there, that way it's away from the rest of the prison as well. So deliveries can just be there, and I can get rid of this delivery wherever I put it. Is it there? Is that it? Yeah. Move that delivery away. And they started doing my buildings. Yay! We have progress. We have progress in Prison Architect. Okie dokie. Alright, we're starting to get things built. You can hear things happening around the prison. So there's our metal detectors when the guys come in. And this is our reception room here. Let's start with each room at a time. Let's make sure. Did I turn intake off? Yeah, so now we're filling up with prisoners. So I'm going to want more minimum security prisoners, but I'm going to say none. But I'm going to put the ratio right the way up, so the game knows that I want more minimum sec prisoners than medium sec. So with these closed and that further up there, I'll start getting more in the availability here. Okay. I don't like the way Prison Architect just fills in lights and things. I'm not a big fan of that. I wish I could turn that off, because I like to make them so they actually look like they're meant to be where they're meant to be. So there, and there. Maybe a couple in the middle there as well, rather than just off to one side, which looks a bit rubbish to be honest with you, but I'm sure that's something they can sort out in a future alpha. Now, just on the alpha process, this game is not finished. It does have bugs, it does have issues. It's playable, very playable, but it does have those issues, definitely. But they update the game every single month, Introversion Software do, and you can go to their YouTube channel and see each update there. So they've currently updated to Alpha 31, which has Death Row and things like that to it, which I'm sure we'll get to in a future episode of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. Okie dokie. Right. I like to put little metal floors in the doorways, because I'm a little bit OCD. I think I'm going to put the visitation up here, so I might put... where am I going to put the... Tell you what, let's put... I need some utilities. So let's put a power station here. Power station there. Run some cables along the road, like so, through here, and out through here. Starting to hear some power going on here, through here as well, just so it all gets some power. I'm going to put some capacitors on. I'm going to put a couple. These basically gives you extra power, so I'm going to put 3 on there. I'm not going to put any more on at the second, just because it's very money intensive. I'm going to put some lights here in the delivery area. I'm not going to put as many as I planned to, just save a bit of do-re-mi. Okay, so we're starting to get these areas sorted out, and we will start building some rooms in 1 second. Get in there, get in there. These are going to be separate rooms, so I'm going to do 2 and like that. So we've got some doorways, because these are going to be doorway, they are going to be separate rooms, and this is going to be like a corridor. Again, gonna need some metal detectors. I might actually just steal one of these metal detectors, because you don't need 3 along there really, and you can just put a bit of a wall in the middle, and that way you can put a CCTV camera on that as well. It's probably a much better way of doing it. I might do that on this as well, actually, rather than putting it there. I'm one of these people who plays Prison Architect and really likes to make sure that things are just so-so. So if you like a bit of OCD, you've come to the right person here on Prison Architect, here on YouTube. Okay. Reception room. Okay, so we're going to start off with our reception room. Get that in there. We're going to put some nice flooring in here at some point. Want some wood floor in there once we get some money, some more money. I know I've got 50,000, but I don't just want to go around and spend it all at the moment. So these tables are required to put prisoner uniforms on for when they've been strip searched, and there's also going to be a desk in here for the guys to sit at, a bit of a chair for them to work the computers. I'm going to put what else do I want? I want a filing cabinet. It's not required, but I do like a good filing cabinet, just so they've got some information on the prisoners coming in. So this is going to be our little reception room. So when we start getting some prisoners, they're going to come through here first, get strip search sorted out, and they're going to get put in this holding cell. Again, not a big fan of the lights. I'm dismantling walls here. Objects, dismantle objects. Can I just go over these? Yeah, the game's auto-saving on me. I do like the fact it auto-saves, so if your computer does crash, which hopefully my Mac won't crash, it should be fine. Alright. Beautiful. Right, let's get these out of here and start putting them in actually where they're meant to be. So is that the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 now. So I do 2 like so. 2s, 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 and 2s. Okay. I'm not even sure that's better than their automated one, to be honest, but we'll see. I just like things to be a little bit more kind of symmetrical, I guess. So let's sort that out. So we got some lights in there. We got loads of light in there. Okay, so this is going to be our holding cell. So what I like to do with holding cells is make sure that we have a little bit of a wash area and a little bit of a shower, a toilet area. So 8 by 7, let's see how that looks, 8 by 7. So can I fit a bench in there? Yeah, so put a bench in there. Get a concrete wall, start building, so it's going to get rid of those lovely lights I just put in, but we'll move them into the areas actually. And the rest of it can be filled with beds. Because I like having them... doesn't really work there. I like having the beds in here rather than just... Because it says it requires a bench, but if you just put benches in there, it's not going to be very good because they're going to kick off because they can't actually sleep properly. So these guys are stuck in these rooms at the minute. So I'm just going to put a door on there. Lovely door, so they can actually get out of there. And put these back in here as well. This is looking good, our little holding cell here for them to be transferred over to a proper cell. And we've got a bench here just in case because we've currently got 12 prisoners there, we can fit a few more on there, maybe put some more benches in here if need be. Alrighty. So we're starting to get sorted out now. We'll get a nice shower room in here. Nice shower room. These are going to be where toilets are, basically, just out of the way from the rest of the holding cell. We're going to get the holding cell sorted out here. Is there anything else I require from the holding cell? Toilet. well, they're going to be technically part of this, so I'm going to extend the holding cell into here and put some toilet cubicles in here. But we are getting there, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting where we need to be with Prison Architect. So that's going to do us for this episode of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. Please do stay with me. It will get a lot more exciting. We'll probably have some riots, probably have some volatile prisoners who are going to cause us massive problems. But for now, this is the start of our prison. We've got loads of area to fill here with different things like, just look at some of the things we've got coming up in the future. So we've got chapels, we've got libraries, infirmaries, morgues, we're going to have dogs, we're going to have some classrooms, a laundrette, a workshop, that's going to be fun, prisoners and circular saws, that can only end well, armory, again, end well, visitation, getting contraband in, smuggling contraband. They're going to start doing that as well. We're going to get a yard. They're going to start fights. And we'll get some solitary cells for those naughty people. And they're going to be able to get parole as well. So if they've been good, we'll let them out a bit early. We'll get some cash for it. Yeah, in the future, we will get to death row as well for those people who just can't be helped. But for this week, that's it from CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. I'll see you next week. Bye!